breathtaking. Steve said that he feels this was the best game that he's ever seen Kuminga play. Do you?
He's all over the floor, impacting the game. He actually scored tonight, 14 and 10, double-double. But he's been playing like this for the last 3 games. And, the message to him has been to keep playing that way because the numbers will come if you play that way. And tonight they did. And it was huge for us because it kept us in the game. Our first unit couldn't get it going. To start the game, it was like we were running the mud and they were running circles around us. And that second unit went in along with Steph, and they walked it down a little bit, and then we were able to continue it in the second quarter. But it's in large part due to his play and JP's patience in his play. And so just to see those two guys starting to settle in, JP more so in the role that he's in now, and JK just learning and getting more comfortable. It's such a beautiful thing. I mean, he was all over the floor, blocks, steals. He guarded Luka really well when he was on Luka, which we all know is a daunting task for anyone. Help side defense. He missed. I remember him vividly missing one tag, and it wasn't his fault. It was actually my fault. I was in no man's land. He came up to me, and he's like, I was supposed to be there. That's my bad. And the reality is yes, you could be there, but it's not your fault. You missed it because technically you're judging me on the rotation. And so he's playing beautiful basketball. It's great to see, and, this is something he can and will continue to build on.
The bench as a whole has really been finding its identity. It was a couple weeks ago that Steve decided to kind of have you be the bridge, I guess, between the starters and the bench. What have you seen from them since you've spent more time playing with them to now that's helped with this evolution?
I think just a different level of comfort. And, with that level of comfort, because it's certain. You know what's coming. You know who you're out there with. You're getting more accustomed to playing with those guys. And so I think it's huge. And their confidence is back. I think, with the second group, the confidence was kind of waning a little bit, and they're getting their confidence. The confidence is back. And so it's good. You can look at the plus minuses tonight. The entire second unit is pretty much positive. Entire first unit negative. And 2 weeks ago, we couldn't say that. We couldn't get near that 2 weeks ago. And so it's uplifting to see, these guys starting to figure it out and come along, because ultimately it's going to help us continue to win games in this season, but more importantly, it allows guys to get the proper rest, so you're not expending more than what you need to expend in game 22, so it's beautiful to see.
Did Steph travel?
I haven't seen the replay, but I was right there on top of the play. I didn't think so.
Dre, Dallas just signed Kemba Walker, and also they gave IT an opportunity last year to come back and showcase his talent. I spoke to John Wall maybe 2 weeks ago about just veterans. Why is it important to have veterans of that stature in the locker room to help build culture, despite the narrative that others are throwing about those individual players?
I think having veterans in the locker room is huge for culture because you've been through so much. You understand the ins and outs of the league on and off the floor. It's so much more to this job than just going out and playing basketball at 7 p.m. on whatever given day. So much more that goes into it and that you have to learn. And having veterans in the locker room is very important for the growth of young guys. I can speak to that from experience. I was extremely fortunate to have great veterans, and Jared Jack, Jermaine O'Neal, David Lee, Carl Landry, Richard Jefferson. I had incredible vets, and Zaza, Sean, Andre. It makes a total difference for someone's career and the veteran leadership that you have to follow early on. So. It's good to see Kemba getting another opportunity in the league. Obviously, we all know what Kemba's capable of, all-star in this league. So, it's good to see him, get an opportunity again, and I think it'll be good for the team.
Anthony Lamb had a big spark at the start of the second quarter there. What did you think about him, and did you know he would be such a three-point threat as well when he first came to you guys?
When he first came to us, no. His first practice, he shot my eyeball off quite a few times, and I figured out then that he could shoot. And I looked to he hit one, and I'm like, all right. He hit another one. And I looked over to AV, and he said, So, play went on. A few minutes later, he hit another one. And I walked over to AV. He said, "Hey, man, he can really shoot the ball." I said, "Well, I wish you would have told me that before I just gave up 3 threes to him." And so the reality is he's been shooting it well since he came into camp. And, he's playing great minutes, not only shooting the ball well, but understanding the right spot to be in on both sides of the floor. So it's another guy taking advantage of his opportunity. And, you can't knock a guy for showing up in the moment. And he was huge tonight, but he's been playing well all season.
Steve said that the second unit has kind of built an identity now, which obviously is huge for you guys. As someone who's helping lead that second unit recently, how would you kind of best describe that identity?
Well, I think we're starting to defend better, which is huge because, filling the pieces in around Jordan to make the offense successful. And, Jordan, like I said before, he's starting to figure that role out, and it's huge for us. But I think it all starts for us on the defensive end. And we can get stops, we can push the ball, get a little tempo, not play against a set defense every time. But then understanding when it's not there that we need to get that unit into something. And so I think, it's starting to come together well for us.
Last game, you guys had 47 points in the first. Maybe committed 2 personal fouls. What was the difference between that first quarter and how you guys started tonight's game?
Well, we got a couple early fouls. We have to defend better. But there were some, I'm going to save my money. We got to defend better, I suppose.
All right, cool. Thank you. Appreciate that.